everything you play has mistakes in it that you just can't get rid of, or you've hit a plateau where there's something you cannot learn no matter how much time you spend on it, it's not because you reach your limit, it's because of how you're practicing. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 practice tips that genuinely changed the way I learn guitar. And no, this isn't the usual just be consistent and you'll get better kind of video. These are science-backed practice methods that actually help you improve. Tip 1. Interleaved practice. When we first learn something, we naturally do what's called blocked practice. You repeat the same thing over and over again until it feels reliable. And that's fine at the beginning. If something is completely new, you need repetition. But once a skill becomes somewhat stable, studies have shown that serial and interleaved practice work better. Because blocked practice creates this illusion that you're improving. At the end of a session, it feels good. And then the next day you completely butcher it. There are 2 reasons for that. Reason 1. Forgetting helps learning. The best time to practice something is actually when you started to forget it a little bit, because your brain has to work harder to recall the information. And when it successfully retrieves it, it creates a stronger neural pathway. Reason 2. Blocked practice also doesn't translate well to real playing situations. Think about it. If you play for someone, you can't spend 50 minutes warming up first while they cover their ears. You need to immediately play it. But most people never actually practice that skill. Solution. Try serial or interleaved practice. Rather than practicing one song for 15 straight minutes, switch every 5 minutes. And once something feels more stable, make the practice even more random. Alternate songs every run through, or divide a song into sections and roll a dice to decide what to play. At first this feels horrible, because suddenly you realize, oh, maybe I don't know this as well as I thought. But it's incredibly effective for getting something to actual performance level. Tip 2. Work backwards. When learning a song, most people always start from the beginning, which makes complete sense. And often when they make a mistake, they restart from the beginning again, trying to get further the next time. The problem? After a while you've practiced the intro let's say 100 times and the ending maybe 10 times. So you play a song starting confidently and completely mess up near the end. So here's a really simple fix. Instead of starting from the beginning, start from the end. Practice the last few bars first, and then once that feels solid, add the section before it. Slowly walk backwards through the song until you reach the beginning. If you do this, the next time you get to the end of a song, it will feel stable and confident, because you have practiced that a lot. By the way, I also put together a free document containing science-backed ways to learn faster. And if that interests you, you can grab it below. Tip 3. Start with the hard parts. This is similar to the previous point that we often spend lots of time focusing on the parts that we already know and need the least work. And I get it. It's tempting to play the parts you already know over and over again because it feels nice, but it does next to nothing for your progress. Most songs have a small percentage that cause most of the problems. This is basically the Pareto principle. 20% of the song causes 80% of the frustration, so spend most of your practice time there. The next time you start on a song, even before you start playing it, try to see which parts would cause you the most trouble. Divide the song into green, yellow and red sections. Green is looks easy, yellow is mwah, red is an impending disaster. Focus most of your time on the red parts. You can do this with songs you already know too. Isolate the weak parts, spend most of your time fixing those, and over time, the red sections become yellow, the yellow become green, and the green sections, well, they stay green. Tip 4. Play something from memory every day. Earlier I mentioned that the brain stores information better when they have to struggle a little bit to recall it. A lot of people think memory is a skill you either naturally have or you don't, but there are actually several types of memory, and memory is trainable. If you practice a song before and can't immediately remember the notes, don't instantly look at the tabs. Try to figure it out from memory or by ear first. Even if you fail, if your brain tries to remember before seeing the correct notes again, the information is much more likely to stick. Because if you constantly rely on tabs or sheet music as a crutch, then your brain never learns how to memorize. And as a result, your memory is horrible. So now I make it a point to play something from memory every time I pick up the guitar. Even if it's just a few bars. And over time, your memory improves. And it's so much easier to play something if you don't have to think about which notes you have to play. If your walking memory is free, you can focus on other things, such as dynamics or musicality. Tip 5. Take a day off. If you have been working hard at a song and you feel like no matter what you do, you can't quite get it the way you want to, then take a day off, or several days, perhaps even a week. Just because you physically stop practicing doesn't mean your brain stopped learning. We don't get better during practice, we improve after practice. During states of rest, and especially when we sleep, our brain is still working hard to build neural pathways. And building those neural pathways, building muscle memory, takes time. And sometimes your brain needs more than a day to build those connections. I got this analogy from Dr. Molly Gabrion. Building neural pathways is like building a road. They can't properly build the road if cars keep driving over it constantly, so they temporarily shut the road down. And in this analogy, you practicing is the cars. And this is why you've probably had this experience before. You struggled to play something, took a few days off, and when you came back, it somehow felt easier. It felt like magic, but it's not, because your brain was still working on it. Oh, and taking time off from a song doesn't mean you have to stop playing entirely, just from playing that song. Play something else you enjoy, who knows where that leads to. So, to quickly recap, interleaved practice, work backwards, focus on the difficult parts, play something from memory every day, and take time off. Most people don't need more practice, they need better practice. So hopefully, at least one of these helps you break through whatever you're currently stuck on. And if you want more practice tips, then check out this video next.